Welcome back to Likewise Pod. I'm Issa and welcome to my Minisode today. Okay, honesty hour. I just totally blanked on actually recording this. So we're recording live on Saturday, November 29th, day after Black Friday, 2 days after Thanksgiving. It has been such a crazy week. Um, but yes, as always, I'm gonna start off with my little bev of the episode. Oh, so yum. I've got pink slush Alani Nu. Cheers. So, welcome to my mini-sode. And if you haven't listened to Sam's already, oh my gosh, you need to. If you need to like pause this episode and go back and listen to hers real quick, I take no offense. Um it's so much fun and I'm just really happy to be back even if it's just some mini-sodes today instead of our usual Saturday episode. Yeah, so we're just doing minis today because it was Thanksgiving week and hard to coordinate recording. And yeah, just easier to do minis and we're just really excited for what we've got in store for you guys coming up. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. As many of you probably know, Sam and I are very deep in the book space. It is our pleasure. It has been so much fun, and every year in around early November-ish, people start posting their 10 before the end. And 10 before the end is just 10 books you want to read before the end of the year, 2 months to read 10 books. Some people make it super easy, other people like to challenge themselves, you know? And I'm down for whatever. But Sam and I, we have not been reading as many books this year as we'd like to. And we just felt like it wasn't in our best interest to say, here are 10 books we want to read before the end of 2025. So our 10 before the end is just kind of a whole media roundup sort of situation that we've got. So, our 10 before the end consists of three categories: books, movies, and podcasts. And in Sam's episode, she actually just, divided it up into those three and talked about them that way. And I loved it. So, I'm going to do the exact same. The only difference is the number of items we have in each category. All right, I've done enough talking about it. Let's finally dive into my 10 before the end. First up, I've got my books. Some books I really want to read. Sam mentioned in hers, and I'm going to do my best not to repeat, except there is one that I will repeat just because I've also been meaning to read it. Okay, I'll just start off with that one. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I've been meaning to read it, and I got it this year. I got it when it came out. I love M. Hen. M. Hen, my queen. Love her so much. And I hadn't read Funny Story yet this year, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to read Funny Story before I can read Great Big Beautiful Life. So I read Funny Story, I got Great Big Beautiful Life, and I let my friend borrow it, and she didn't return it to me for so long, but it was okay because I was in no rush to read it. So I really want to read Great Big Beautiful Life. So Sam, if you're listening, should we bring back our book club that we did? Um, that we did one time, and we buddy read it, and whoever else wants to join us, please do. Another one is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I actually chose that as my December book of the month, so I will be getting it. I will have it, and yes, I'm really doing my best to not spend money. It is not going well, but yeah, I'm doing my best to not spend money, so I'm trying to get things off of my physical TBR, so, things I already have, TBR to be read. So, we are doing our best, but right now it's not looking too good. So, Good Spirits by BK Borison. I'm really excited for that. I think it'll be so fun. I did listen to Love Light Farms on audiobook, and I think that was my mistake because I did not love it. Um, so don't listen to it on audiobook because you might not love it. I feel like I would have loved it if I read the book. Yes, so that's my second one. And then my third one is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. I also got that last year from Book of the Month, and I have not read it, but I've been meaning to, and it's literally perfect timing. So I'm probably going to be starting that in a couple days. Yes, cannot wait. I just still don't even know what it's about. Um, Yeah, one thing about me is a lot of times I really don't know what anything's about until I get into it. So I don't really see that changing anytime soon. Sometimes I'll read the back of a book, or sometimes I'll like watch a trailer of a movie or kind of read about it a little bit before I go or get it, just to make sure, oh, that is something I'm interested in. But a lot of times I just don't pay attention and then I hope for the best. It's worked out pretty well for me so far. So yeah. Anyway, okay, my fourth book, my last book on the list is so remember a few years ago when we did 10 before the end, like we actually did a 10 before the end. And or maybe it was yeah. Yeah. Cuz we did 10 before the end in 2024. No, in 2023. And I put Twilight by Stephanie Meyer on my list, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going to read one Twilight book every year and can't wait. Yeah, and then remember how I didn't read New Moon last year? New Moon is going on my list this year, and I'm really, really, really trying to make it happen. Oh, but confession, New Moon is my least favorite movie because I am Team Edward through and through. Edward is nowhere in that movie except for the very beginning, very end. If you know, you know. And everyone at this point should know. And if you don't, let's have a Twilight movie marathon. Ah, I love. Anyway, I like I'm gonna have to force myself to read New Moon and read about Jacob and all those things. But I saw a reel. I saw a reel a couple days ago, weeks ago. I don't know how time works. And but basically, it was this woman. She was like red flagging everything from some book. Maybe it was Twilight. I really don't know. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's how I'll get through New Moon. Because let's be honest. LOL. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Moving on to movies. Oh my gosh, I love a movie. Oh my gosh, Sam. Literally, she's like, I need to watch Frankenstein. I watched that the day it came out. Also, tell me why I had no idea that this movie was even coming out. I live like online. I'm chronically online. It is so, so bad. I'm working on it, but oh, I am online all the time. I'm always on Netflix. I'm always like everywhere. But I genuinely had no idea this movie was coming out until like the night before. I was like, oh, cool. That's fun. And I was like, Jacob Elordi, yes, sign me up. I was like, say less. Like, I'm sat. And then, so I turned it on November 7th. And I'm like, oh, this is Frankenstein. Like, why didn't it come out last week on Halloween? Anyway, yeah. So that's my thought. I was like, dang, it should come out on Halloween, but whatever. Missed opportunity. Anyways, I sat down, I turned it on. Tell me why it is 2 hours and 32 minutes. Oh my gosh. I sat through the whole thing and it was really good. I really did like it. And I've never seen Frankenstein or anything. Like the closest to Frankenstein I've ever seen or any media I've consumed is Frankenweenie, the stop motion. And I do not like stop motion, but I didn't mind that movie. But yeah, I sat through that whole thing and I'm so sorry. I do not think it needed to be 2.5 hours long. It I think it was really good and like the story is told really, really well. And can I actually name anything that like probably should have been cut or could have been not like totally cut, but like just shaved down for time? No. But I just know that there is stuff in there that could have been to make it shorter. But anyway, I digress. It was a really good movie. I do recommend. Just know you are in for the long haul with that one, okay? But yeah, so my first movie on the list is Eternity. Oh my gosh, with Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and Callum Turner. Oh my gosh. I want to see it so bad. And something about me is I hate a love triangle. I really, really do. And I know I just said that I go into movies blind a lot. Um, this one's been everywhere, so like there's no way I can go into this one blind. It's a lot harder going into movies blind. Um now that I'm back in Seattle. Well, like when I was in Pullman, I had no idea about anything. I felt like I was living off the grid. It was insane. But yeah, I love going to the movies. I have the AMC movie pass, so I pay like 28 bucks a month to see up to 4 movies a week. That is a steal. Oh my gosh. Someone join the A list with me and then we can go see movies together. Ah, it's so fun. But yeah, I really want to see it. I hate a love triangle because I just like to know who to root for. And also another thing about me is in a love triangle, I will always, 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 always root for history over a new thing. So I'm so stressed about this one, but I know it's gonna be so good and yeah, I love it. Okay. My next one is Regretting You. And I know this one can be controversial because it is Coho, Colleen Hoover, but the book itself, I really did like Regretting You. But I just read it because I was like, oh, I need to read the book before I see the movie because I love reading the books before I see movies a lot of times. Not every time, but I don't know, I just feel like it makes it more fun. Not that I'm a reader girl. I think it was good and I'm really excited to see the movie and I love McKenna Grace and Mason Thames. Like it's just it's gonna be so good. I just know. Except some of my friends did see it and they hated it and they're like, ah, it was awful, blah 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 blah. But I just feel like I'll really like it. Okay, my next movie that I really want to see is Now You See Me, Now You Don't. That franchise is just so fun. I I love magic. I love magicians. I think they're so fun and interesting, and I'm just like floored every time. Like, I know so much of it is sleight of hand and illusions and just like making you think one thing when really it's another, but like, I don't know. Magic and hypnotism and like all that sort of stuff, it fascinates me. Um, I don't hold this against me, guys. Don't use this against me either. But I am so gullible and I fall for things so easy and yeah, it's really, really bad. So I feel like magic is magic is a way to get simple-minded people like me just entertained for so long and it works all the time. I love it. So I really want to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And then fourth one, my last movie on this list is Hamnet. I have never read Hamlet. I have never done anything with it. Um, and so I'm just really interested in like Paul Mescal. I Paul Mescal. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say his last name. I love him. I so this year, Oscars. Oh my gosh, Oscars. They always get me so riled up and well, not in a weird way. They always get me like so stoked about like what's going on and like all the movies and they just inspire me so much and I'm like, yes, I'm like creatively juiced now. Like I'm just so stoked on it and I get so many ideas. I'm like, man, and I like text my brother and sister. I'm like, you guys, we should have like gone harder for acting and directing and movies and all this stuff. Like, let's just get our friends together because we have so many creative friends. Like, we could so do like a production company or something. Okay. If you want to make movies, like not weird ones, not weird ones. Um, I don't know. Let's talk. I think it'd be so fun. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So I watched Gladiator because I obviously couldn't watch Gladiator 2 without seeing Gladiator, and me, oh my world was rocked. That was such a good movie. And then I loved Gladiator 2. And yeah, then I was watching like all these Oscar noms and Oscar winners this year. So much fun. Yeah, and so I love Paul Mescal and I'm really excited for Hamlet. Okay, wait, actually, I did watch Hamlet with Mel Gibson from like the 1900s. Oh my gosh, my youth kids, they say like, "Oh, you were born in the 1900s." I'm like, "I was literally born in 99." Like, we're not talking about early 1900s. We're talking about barely before Y2K. Anyway, it's just fun saying 1900s. But it's true. Anyway, so my dad and he goes, okay, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but I just want you to see this part really quick. And then we proceed to watch the entire Mel Gibson Hamlet. And let me look up how long that thing is, because it's a hefty one. Okay, so Hamlet, 1990, it is 2 hours and 15 minutes. My dad and I sat through a 2 hour movie. Because, like, let's be honest, like, the credits, that's probably like 15 minutes at the end at least. And oh, it was really good. I really liked it. And yeah, we sat through a 2 hour movie at like 11 o'clock at night. It was so funny. Okay, anyway, to finish out my media 10 before the end, I have two podcasts that I really Okay, so Sam did what she wants to like catch up on, and I was gonna do that, but then I was like, dang, there's so many. Like, first of all, there's so many podcasts that I want to catch up on. Like, how do I narrow it down to just two? And how do I also not out myself to all my friends? I'm so sorry, friends. I love you. I'm just the worst. But yeah, so I instead I'm gonna do two podcasts that I really have been meaning to listen to because I've been following them for so long and just haven't actually gotten around to listening. So these are two podcasts that I want to start listening to before the end of 2025. So the first one is The Squeeze with Taylor and Taylor Lautner. Yeah, I love the Lautners. They're so cute. They're so fun. I love how open and real they are about their faith. But I also love that like they're not people who like over spiritualize everything, right? Like I don't know, they just seem very wise about it. And it's really cool seeing how, you know, Taylor's been part of the industry and how he is like an actor, and then Tay, she's a fangirl. Ugh, I love that so much. I think it's so fun. It gives the rest of us fangirls hope. But yeah, I don't know. They're so fun. They're so cute. I follow them. I love their clips, and I've been meaning to listen to them for years, and I just haven't. So here is my desire to to actually start listening. And the second podcast is I'll read what she's reading, and very similar story. Like I've been following them for a while, and I love their clips and the things that they say about books is so fun, and it reminds me of like mine Sam's original vision for for likewise in that like we just really wanted it to seem like a conversation that we were having together that other people were like in the room for, that they're like part of the conversation. And from what I've seen on their socials, like that's just what it feels like. And I'm like, oh, how fun. And then it inspires me to like talk to my friends more about like the books and just having these fun conversations and just friendship. Oh, I love it. But yeah, so those are my two podcasts that I want to start listening to before the end of the year. And yeah, so just a quick roundup. Um, of my time before the end. My four books are Good Spirits by B.K. Borson, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter, Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, and my four movies are Eternity, Regretting You, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and Hamnet. And my two podcasts are The Squeeze with the Lautners and I'll Read What She's Reading. Yeah. If you've read or listened to or seen any of these books, movies, podcasts, and you have thoughts, let me know. I would love to hear. Um, or if you haven't, that's fine too. If any of these books are on your list, yeah, we can read them together, or most likely you will read them before I do because I have not been reading and I really need to read. So, this is my desire to be reading more, watching more, listening to more, to just consume more media, but not like consume just to consume, but like consume in an intentional way. And that's honestly, that's my favorite thing about media is that like, yeah, we can consume just to consume, but if we, I don't know, I like to do it very intentionally and be like, okay, what am I adding to my life? Like, how is this benefiting me? How is this like helping me out? Like, yeah, it could be stress relief. Yeah, it could be just escaping for a little bit because escapism all the time isn't super great, probably not super healthy. But we do need a little bit of it every once in a while, right? Um, but podcasts, especially, I just love being able to take things away from them. So, yeah, if you have any thoughts, feel free to send them my way or don't. You have free will. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, this was so good, so fun. Yeah, can't wait for what's to come in December. Sam kind of talks about how we're doing Podmas this year, so if you want to hear about it, go listen to her mini-sode right now if you haven't already. And yeah, just can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and oh, just so stoked for everything to come. And so I just hope you all have a really great rest of your day. Bye.